The answer on this one should be A. Answer on this one should be A. Answer on this one should be D. Answer on this one should be D. Pick a number from 1 to 20. The winning numbers today should be 4, 6, 10, 11, 15. To simplify complex numbers, example number 1. This is a multiplication problem, and you do flip and multiply. In the previous unedited version of this, I said you needed a common denominator, and it's not a plus or minus problem. It's just I plus 2 over I minus 3, and then you're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is I plus 2 over I minus 1. Now you just multiply the tops and the bottoms. On the top, you end up with I squared plus 2I, and then plus 4. On the bottom, you end up with I squared minus I minus 3I plus 3, and simplify from there. So you're going to have I squared, which is a negative 1, with that 4 is going to be a 3, and then plus 4I. That comes from the two i's. And then on the bottom you have I squared, that's a negative 1, with that 3 becomes 2, and you have I minus 3I, which is minus 4I. Now we can't be finished with this yet because we still have an I on the bottom. So multiply the top and the bottom by 2 minus, or actually 2 plus 4I. You want to do the opposite sign as this. So on the top you end up with 6 plus 12I plus 8I, and then plus 16I squared. And on the bottom you end up with 4, and then it's going to be minus 16I squared. It's a difference of 2 squares on the bottom, so you square the 2, square the 4I, and put a minus sign in between the two. Alright, now we have to simplify. On the bottom, you have a negative 1, and with that negative 16 becomes plus 16, so you will have a 20. And then on the top, negative 1 with the 16 is negative 16. 6 minus 16 is a negative 10. And then on the top there you have 20I. What can I take out of all of those terms? 10, so I'm left with a negative 1 plus 2I over 2. Here's example 2. So we're dividing. In order to divide, we have to have I minus 1 over I plus 3. You multiply it by I minus 2 over I plus 8, the reciprocal. On the top, you have I squared minus 2I minus I plus 2. And on the bottom, you get I squared plus 8I plus 3I plus 24. And now we have to simplify that. Negative 1 and 2 is a 1. Your i's come out to be minus 3i. This is a negative 1 with the 24 makes a 23. Your i's come out to be 11i. What do we have to multiply the top and the bottom by now?
23 minus 11i.
23 minus 11i. Alright, so on the top we'll have a 23 minus 11i minus 69i plus 33i.
Squared.
I squared, yeah. And then on the bottom, let's see, 23 squared would be 529. And then 11 squared is 121. And we'll have I squared. Alright, on the top, we're going to come out with, well actually let's do the bottom first. That's a negative 1. So it makes it a plus, double negative. So 529 plus 121 is 650. And then on the top, we have a negative 1 with the 33 is negative 33. With that 23 is negative 10. Negative 11i, negative 69i is a negative 80i. What comes out of everything? 10. So it's a negative 1 minus 8i over 65. On the practice problem, we have to flip it first, so we have I plus 3 over I minus 2 times I plus 1 over I plus 6. That's going to give us I squared plus I plus 3I plus 3. And that's going to be over I squared plus 6I minus 2I minus 12. Simplify that. This is a negative 1 with the 3 becomes a 2, and we have a 4i. On the bottom, I squared with the negative 12 is negative 13, and then we'll have a 4i. We're going to have to multiply the top and the bottom by the following. Now, negative 13 plus 4i can throw some people off. If it helps you out, since this isn't the final answer of the problem yet, you can do this, 4i minus 13, if that will help. Because sometimes you'll think, well, do I have to change the plus sign to a minus, or is it the 13 that has to change? Put it in this order where you have a positive first, and if that helps, then you can do this. 4i plus 13 over 4i plus 13. It'll still be the same value. So on the top, you would end up with an 8i plus 26 plus 16i squared, and then 52i. On the bottom, you would come up with 16i squared minus 169. Now simplify. This is a negative 16, and we have 26, so that would give us a 10. 8i and 52i is 60i. And then on the bottom, we have a negative 16 minus 169 would be a negative 185. Is that right?
Yes.
Negative 185. Okay. What can I take out of everything?
10.
Can I take a 10 out?
No.
A 5? If I take a 5 out, I get a 2 plus 12i over, let's see, that would be 20, it'd be 37, a negative 37. What do I still have to do? Yeah, we have to switch these signs. I don't want a negative in the denominator. So really small here at the bottom, I would have a negative 2 minus 12i over 37 for the final answer. There's not enough time to work out the solution, so we're just going to write it on the screen. The right answer should be a negative 211 plus 177i over 1517.